Going on, it's Solar Spectrum here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to start out on Fortnite Mobile and do it well. So I don't have good Wi-Fi at the moment, so I'm just going to be playing using, or just showing you a few things of advice. So first of all, go into Creative and you're going to start setting up your HUD. So if you don't know what your HUD is your layout, or your keybinds or buttons or whatever. So this is my HUD. Now I recommend starting on a more simple HUD because this is quite an advanced one. So you're going to go into any random creative world, a black class island, whether or not you've played Fortnite, you will be able to find it. Just in case you don't know, I'm going to be showing you now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go find your optimal sense. Now I'm going to give you a few guidelines, but I'll leave a link in the description below as to a good YouTuber who showed optimal keybinds and sensitivity. Just focus on sensitivity. So I already have a nice world, so I'm just going to hop into that. So if you ever need to try get better, you can always just add me at Solar Spectrum. So it looks like that. That's my name. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and you get a gun and you'll have infinite mats. So what you're going to start by doing is going into your settings and 3D resolution and quality. So set your frame rate to the highest that your phone can handle or your device. Your 3D resolution, you're going to find an optimal 3D resolution. Now in creative, if no one else is in, I can set it to full and it looks amazing and it's clear and it doesn't lag. But if you get to endgame situations with lots of people, it will lag. So I set mine lower down and I don't have many problems. So what you're going to do next is you're going to go over to your sensitivity and your servers. So your matchmaking region, set it to the one with the lowest MS. So I live in South Africa, so that's why it's still high, but for you it will be much lower. So when starting, your touch or your look acceleration strength, set it to the lowest possible. If you haven't played before, it will be easy. Your edit mode and building, you want those to be very high. The rest, I'd recommend to 50 to 60, and then touch sensitivities without aiming in. So if I do this is my normal sensitivity. If I aim in, that's my ADS sensitivity, and if I go get a scoped weapon, that's my scope sensitivity is there. So you're going to work around with that. Then the rest of the things you can just play around with yourself, doesn't really matter. And then your HUD layout, this is probably the most important part. So you're going to want to start with claw. You'll have better aim, you'll have better builds, you'll have better everything. So your left thumb is going to be doing just moving around. Your right thumb is going to be looking around, and if you play 4-finger claw, I play 6. Then you're going to have this button, which is known as the look stick, and basically what it does, I'm not used to this now, but if you hold it down, you can look around with it, and you can spam bullets. So I don't use this, personally, but you definitely should use it when starting out, and then that's how you should start. So I'm not going to use this. Now, when it gets to your left index finger, you're going to do everything you see on the top left of the screen right here. You're going to shoot, you're going to look at your map, edit, switch guns. Then on your right, you're going to do jumping, crouching, switching to builds, and aiming, and all of this extra stuff you see here. So I don't recommend you to use my HUD, but if you do want to, this is how it should look. So what you're going to do then is you're just going to go around in creative and start by learning the basics. Floor and ball. Okay, I was trying to do something fancy. Okay, then you're going to learn 90s. So if you don't know how to do 90s, you place a ramp. You spam walls around to your right or left, depending on which variation of 90s you want to do. So right or left. My left 90s are bad. So you're going to practice your 90s. Then you're going to go ahead, practice like that. Okay. Now there are 2 ways that you can do edits, or try to edits. So the best way is to load up into a edit course, which I'll leave in the description. I just personally use Ducky the Gamer's Complexity Edit course, which used to be a competition. So you're going to go back to Hub and you're going to go into an edit course. So I'll leave the code for you if you want to do or use this course. Okay, there we go. So you're going to hop into this course. So this is a 1v1 arena if you want to practice with your friends. And then Ducky X Complexity, there's the code. I'm going to click accept and then just go into it. So what you're going to do is, I use crosshair editing. So what that is you just notice here I have my edit bind to select what I want to edit. And if I go into edit mode, which I'll show you now, crosshair editing is optimal because your fingers don't need to move as much as touch editing. So if you are going to use crosshair editing, make sure to go into your settings and switch off edit by touch. Sorry, it's lagging because I went into a world. Switch off that and switch on edit on release. Auto open doors, switch it on. Turbo boarding must be on. This other stuff is pretty much optional. Switch off vibration. It's helpful on controller sometimes, but on mobile never have vibrations on. So after you've practiced a lot, you're going to go ahead and you're going to go get yourself into this world and you're going to time yourself. So eventually you're going to want to get better and better. So what you're doing is, as I tap this edit button, if you look at the top right, I have my edit button. So then you're going to hold down with your index and look around with your thumb. Like so. And my reset, I have 2 resets because it's faster. So you're going to practice through the edit course. Oh, my edits are bad today. Now keep in mind, you guys will have much lower ping than me. And I'm budding out here. Then you can practice your 90s a little bit. Okay, so basically you're going to do that for maybe an hour. Spend an hour in creative, and then just slowly start gradually getting better at the game. Oh, make sure auto fire is off, because it makes it much easier to learn if you have it off first. So after you go out, you're going to go into a solo match. Now for a solo match, try landing somewhere hot drop. It sounds crazy, don't go for that win just yet. You're going to start off with bots if it's your first game. Not meant as an insult or anything, but if you have no kills or no KD, then you're going to start off with actual bots. So they aren't going to be difficult to kill. And if you die to them, then that's fine, because you just started out in mobile, which isn't easy. So then you're going to go into a solo match, and once you're in, you're going to hot shop. So I recommend going Salty Springs or anywhere really popular. So either the first place on the map, or you should look for Salty Springs and go drop there. When you drop, the way that you're going to plan on dropping is you're going to wait for about 1,000 meters. So I'm at about 1,100 now. And then you're going to jump. Now how the dropping mechanic works in Fortnite is your glider will deploy at a certain amount of meters above the ground. So try go for little cracks or slits or rivers or whatever. Just don't go on top of mountains, because your glider will deploy early. So the goal is to try get to a house first. If you see someone on top of the roof, you have 2 options: either drop on them and start pickaxing them, or you can go down and you can drop at the bottom floor. So that's what I normally like doing. So run around, get your guns. Now there's a guy on top of me, so he's gonna break in at the top. I'm gonna carry on looting because he can't get to me easily. Okay, I think I might have went to solo squads, but you're gonna just be playing solos. No, I went into solos. Okay. So there's a guy on top of me. Okay. Now I know when I first started, I remember seeing pros and better players saying just to go around killing everyone. And I know that's difficult, so just try. If you die, you die. But that's okay. Okay. So, in the state that Fortnite is at the moment, you need to always drop a grey pump for a grey tack. For purple and gold pumps are obviously better, but when starting I recommend just keeping a attack, because then you don't need to worry about switching to an SMG as a follow-up, and it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so there's someone on top of me, so you're going to simply boat over them. You have a lot of time to aim on them and kill them. Now, I was over-exaggerating there, so don't take that long. But and place a pyramid and you can edit it up, so that if someone starts spraying, you have more time to react. This guy is barely doing anything. He doesn't even know I'm here, I don't think. So you see, it's very easy with all of the amount of bots that they just added. So you can either go for kills, or you can just wait for people. And the best way to get kills, especially in places like Salty, are literally just to sit on a roof, because high ground is optimal and key in Fortnite. So I'm just going to wait here and I'll tell you if anything happens. So you can see here there's another guy, and he's really not doing much. So you can run up to him with a few ramps, as you can see here, and take your AR and just laser him when you get close enough. So as you can see, I have not taken 1 bit of damage and I have 6 kills because of the state of Fortnite at the moment. So guys, if you want to get a lot of mats, come to Risky Reels. It gives you so many mats because of all of the cars. So guys, you'll notice that even though zone is it's still very early, move to zone as quickly as possible because of the lack of mobility in chapter 2. So if you get stuck in zone, now obviously I'm looking for kills, so you don't need to do this. Oh, I didn't move. Don't do what I'm doing if you're just trying to get your first win. Okay, this guy. So, obviously, if you guys don't have boats like this. Okay. So, I could have fully avoided this fight, but I was going for kills. So, don't stress out if you see people like that. You know, I've made him weak, so I'm going to push that. But you don't need to. You could have just left him. But you see, now zone's going to be a problem for me, because I have to go so many meters. So, try not to do what I'm doing. Don't know how I didn't hit that. Okay, so luckily there is a boat, which is going to make this a lot easier. So always just finish them first. Okay. So once you've got them, get to zone as fast as possible. So if you are low, okay. So always try third party. It's very easy to get kills. So just do that. Okay. So just check if they have any heals, and in this case this guy actually had bandages for me. So try take those. Unfortunately we can't get to full health because bandies can only go up to 75 health. Just if you are going for wins, you would not be doing what I'm doing and W keying, which means pushing everyone like a madman. So you'll notice I'm going to take the opportunity now, cover myself and heal, because I know I'm quite weak. And after that I'm going to go. Okay, now he luckily did have a medkit for me, which is very lucky. And because of the speed of zone I can easily pop this. Oh, that was close. So another tip is just go for snipes. If you see someone trying to shoot, just go for snipes. Because if you hit them, that's cool. If not, that's not such a massive deal. So that guy was unfortunate. He didn't know I was here because he wasn't paying attention. So Augs are one of the most powerful guns in the game, because if you know what Bloom is, it resets after each shot. So you can laser people. So this guy's trying to spray, so reinforce your ramps. And he's trying to trap us. So then you have to break the trap. Okay, so there's loads of loot, and it's a 1v1 situation. Now at this point you would probably be freaking out because you're about to get your first win. But don't. Relax and just try play it normally. So you're going to go and you're going to try get into the center of the zone, and you're going to build up a nice fort. This is the smartest thing to do if you are trying to get wins. Now I don't normally need to do it, but just for education purposes, I'm going to be showing you what to do to get your first win. So always check your surroundings. It can be so simple but so helpful. So go ahead and try find the center of zone. Now I know this guy's here, so I'm not going to do that. But just in case you did feel you needed to, you could play it safe. You could build a nice fort. And you can drop down and keep high ground on them. They will quite possibly try to break you down. Now me, I'm going to go for a trick shot. But you don't need to do this, obviously. Okay. So that's basically what you're going to try to do. And that's how you're going to get your first win in Fortnite. Now, if you do want to actually get your first win, do not do what I did and push everyone you see. Play it safe, go to the zone, Stay in the center of zone and try to avoid as many fights as possible. The last guy, build up into a nice tower, look occasionally and try to get shots off on him with an AR. That is the easiest way to get a win in Chapter 2 on mobile. If you enjoyed this video, if you did, please like and subscribe. I'm a new channel, just trying to grow. So if you do enjoy the video, please like. Thank you.